This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, discounted prices, miniaturemarket.com.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we're going way back to 1893 into Chicago where the World's Fair was. We're going to be trying to get interesting exhibits approved in these different areas, all these crazy things that you have seen in the fair these days. And so today we are looking at World's Fair 1893. This is from Renegade Game Studios and Foxtrot Games, 2 to 4 players. It takes about roughly 30-ish minutes to play. This is an interesting area control and set collection game. Now I've just done a rules school which taught you how to set up the game and how to play the game without reading the rules. So if you want to see more about the mechanics of the game, you can click this link here above my head, or you can also click the link below and that will get you there to learn a little bit more about the mechanisms. I'm going to give you a 1-minute brief overview of how the game's played and then the final thoughts. Let's take a look. In World's Fair 1893, you're going to be going to different sections of the World Fair, like agriculture or the electricity center, transportation, fine arts, or manufacturing. And as you go there, you're going to be gathering different tickets. Some cards are essentially exhibits that you're trying to get approved into certain areas, like the electricity area. Other tickets are Midway, which are basically money for you because you've gotten them to go to the mile-long place where many exhibits were. Other influential figures allow you to use special abilities, which allow you to place more cubes into different certain areas. All at the same time, you're trying to control certain areas by having more cubes than others. As Midway tickets are gone, it's a clock for the game and things will move around and things will start to score. When scoring, you can make money from having the most Midway tickets, and you'll get money for each Midway tickets. Money's points. You'll also be winning awards for how good you did first or second place in trying to be the best in certain areas, and that will also allow you to turn in certain cards of those areas that you've already gotten for approval tokens of those areas. And at the end of the game, you're trying to also collect sets, unique sets of different colors for more and more points. And over the course of the 3 scoring rounds, you're trying to get the most money and points to be the winner of World's Fair 1893. Well, there is World's Fair 1893. Now, Renegade Game Studios has really been on a roll for me lately. They seem to be specializing in what my sweet spot is, which is games that are an hour or less, usually even 30 minutes or less, but an hour or less with a lot of depth without a lot of complexity. I call this my depth to complexity ratio, and they are right in my sweet spot with this. What will ask you to come out with a lot of games in this area, like, Fuse, or Snow Tales, or Lanterns, and this is another one in that. And I've got to say, this is probably my favorite of the bunch. I really enjoyed this game. If you've watched my videos, you know I really love historical themes. This game allows you to be into the theme and learn something while you're playing the game, and I love that. It takes you back to that World's Fair. You learn about the Ferris wheel, how many people could go in there. I think 60 people per cart. Over 2,100 people were on that Ferris wheel. It taught you about the Midway, which is a mile long where all these exhibition was. It had a map on the back of the rules which showed the different areas that you're actually in this game. I love that. All the cards, the influential figures that told you about these people. It was just really cool to learn, and then also see some of these exhibits that you're trying to get done. Now, thematically, everything cool makes sense too. I mean, you're going to the agriculture area and you're trying to put down influence there to get, so you're trying to say, hey, we think this exhibit should be here. And then later on, if you get enough influence in that area, you get those approved in there in the fair and you're getting points for that. And it all thematically makes sense. It might look like you're just pushing cubes around and getting tokens, but it really thematically makes sense with the mechanisms, and I love that about this. It's very simple. I mean, it's so easy. You're putting a cube, maybe playing a card, replacing cards. That's it. I mean, the turns are quick. The pacing of this game was a word that we used a lot as we were playing this. It's fast. It's boom, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. The game moves nice and quick, but yet there's a lot of tough decisions to make. What am I going to do? Oh, I need to get this area because I have a bunch of electricity cards I want to get approved, but there's no good cards there right now. I really want to get some of these cards over here because this will allow me to use these influential figures next turn to then move guys around and get influence over more areas. If I can influence more areas, I'll get more points. This one one's moving up the Midway. I think I'm where I need to be. Let me go get those Midway cards and rush the round to end. It's simple, but yet it's awesome. I love that mix of area control with set collection for the end game scoring. It's just simple and elegant, and this is a game that sort of, in my mind, if this had come out in Germany last year, would be in the running for nomination for Spiel des Jahres, because I think that highly of this game. Mechanisms are streamlined, it's excellent, the artwork's awesome, and gets you into the theme, and it's a fun family game. So if you're looking for one of those quick games that's 30 minutes or around that, and but yet is easy to play but has some depth there for gamers, then this is definitely one to check out, and that's World's Fair 1893. And I like this game enough that I love this game that I'm going to be inducting it into my collection with a saxophone serenade.
This video was sponsored by Miniature Market's Review Corner. The Review Corner features podcasts, video, and written game reviews by gamers for gamers. Miniature Market, the online gaming superstore. Thousands of board games, discounted prices. Check them out at miniaturemarket.com. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for backing me on Kickstarter, making this season become a reality. I'd like to especially thank those here that have backed me at the credit level. Now, these video reviews are also available by audio on our podcast. It's the intros and the final thoughts on GameBoyGeek.com. Click podcast.